Are you still single? If you're a single woman, particularly a single woman in your 20s and 30s, you probably have heard that question. Other questions or related questions might be, are you dating anyone? Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have any prospects? And even, why aren't you married yet? And these questions imply that being single is somehow considered by others to be a problem. Well, let's think about why that might be. Women, from the time that we are little, in many instances, and I'm not saying it's across the board, but very commonly we hear about the ingredients for a happy life. And the ingredients for a happy life are that once you grow up, you are going to meet Mr. Right, fall in love, get married, have a family, and live happily ever after. So the idea or the thought is that a woman needs a partner in order to be happy in life, and more importantly, in order to be complete. And women who don't follow that recipe are deemed to have failed in their quest to find love and can't possibly be happy. And this is reflected often in the fact that friends, colleagues, relatives, people that know you, that know that you're single, decide in some instances to become self-appointed matchmakers. And they decide that they know a nice guy or they're going to find a nice guy that would be perfect for you. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Anyway, heaven forbid that you be without a partner for another month, another year, or, forever, perhaps. So it begins. They start setting up blind dates or introductions, etc. And this happened to me in my mid-20s. I was single. I was working in the legal division of an agency for the state. And when my colleagues learned that I didn't have a significant other, the lunches, dinner parties, club invitations, and the blind dates began. So in the span of a few months, I was introduced to eligible bachelors that my colleagues believed would be perfect for me. I dated 2 lawyers, a firefighter, a cowboy, a music teacher, and an account representative. And all in a period of within a year. And so the idea, even though I was not at that time interested in being in a relationship because I was focused on my career, on developing my career and moving that forward. So I wasn't really looking for love at the time. Interestingly enough, one of those introductions did lead to finding the one. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But it's interesting, as to why being single is considered a problem. It's just a societal thing. But in spite of the good intentions of your friends and your loved ones, that in order to find a partner, it's important that you understand that it's okay. It's okay to be single. It's okay to be alone. And that you are enough, that you're worthy, and that you can have a happy and fulfilling life without a man. Now, I'm not saying you should, but what I'm saying is it's important to be comfortable with yourself before looking for love and getting into a relationship. At some point, you may have heard the saying, before you can fully love another person, you must love yourself first. And of course, this is absolutely true, because if you can't love yourself, if you don't love yourself, the issues associated with that lack of self-love or self-esteem may get in the way later and may sabotage a relationship that you enter into. Loving yourself and being happy with yourself, again, are key to being able to be successful in a relationship as well. So if you struggle in those areas, it's something that you may consider working on before looking for the man of your dreams. The interesting thing is that you've heard the phrase in reference to someone, anybody actually, that they are or may be a good catch. And so let's think about what that means. A good catch can mean many things to many people. But to you as an individual, what a good catch is to you usually refers to specific qualities or traits or situations that you're looking for in that other person. And very often it's important to embody those yourself and reflect those. Now, one of the traits that is universally appealing to others is confidence. And being confident is something that shows in the way you are, the way you conduct yourself, the way you communicate with people, and the feeling people get from being around you. And confidence usually comes from being, not only from self-love, but also from being happy in most major areas of your life. Now, those major areas are your career, your relationships with others, your financial fitness, your health and physical fitness, and your spirituality. And so having a high level of satisfaction in most of those areas is going to give you a lot of confidence, and confidence will reflect, again, in the person that you are. And that's a universally appealing trait. If any of those areas of your life are in a state of disarray, it's important to work toward improving them before you start looking for love.